Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to open up your router ports so that you can view your network camera from anywhere. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of D-LinkTV. I'm Mike and I'm here to help you get more out of your network. So you've probably seen me talk about these network cameras a few different times, and what I wanted to show you today was the different methods of connecting to the camera and viewing the video that's streaming off of it. There's a couple of different methods. The first one is the D-View software that comes in the box that's found on the CD. And that's very simple. That's just about, inserting the CD and then installing the software and, connecting to the camera. But if you wanted to view the video outside of your home, over the internet, or if you wanted to say use a handheld device, we're going to need to open up ports on our router. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that our camera has a static IP address. That way it's not moving around. So you can do that by running the D-Link Setup Wizard SE that came on the installation disk. Now it should find your camera automatically, but just make sure that the one that you're working on is highlighted and then click the link button on the left hand side. This should open up a browser where you'll have to enter in your username and password, but since this is a new camera, I don't have a password on mine yet. Always do that. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click the setup tab at the top and then the network setup button that's on the left hand side. Now right here where it says LAN, we want to click the static IP address button and then set it to the IP address that it was just on under the setup wizard. Then save our settings and then the camera will reboot. So just take and open up a new tab and type in the IP address for the router and punch in your username and password and the CAPTCHA phrase. Then what we're going to want to do is click the Advanced tab at the top. And then right here we'll already be on the virtual server list. Now first thing you want to do is put a check mark in the little box on the left and then give it a name. I'm just going to call mine DCS3410 for the camera that we're doing. Put in the IP address of the camera. Then the ports that we're going to use are port 80. Now you can find out what port you're supposed to use for your specific camera in the manual that comes with the camera. So now that we've saved our IP address, if you go down here to the bottom under the port detail settings, you can see that the HTTP port is port 80. That's what we're going to use to connect to the camera outside the local network. So now if I open up another tab in my browser and I put in the router's IP address, I can put in my username and password, put in the CAPTCHA, then if I go to the Advanced tab at the top, and we should already be at the virtual server, otherwise push the button on the left hand side. Now what we're going to want to do is on the left hand column here, we're going to want to put a checkbox in to enable it, and then call this whatever you want. I'm going to call mine DCS3410 for the camera that it is, and then put in the IP address that we just set statically. Then the port that we're going to put in here is 80, and put that in both public and private, and then save your settings. Now the router is forwarding port 80 to the IP address of the camera. So now if we go to a network that's outside of our own network, we should be able to put in the public IP address, which you can get to by clicking the status tab at the top, and then you can see the IP address here in the middle of the page. This is your public IP address. So if you punch in this public IP address with a :80, you will be able to get to your camera. So let's go try that. So here I am on the corporate network, and if I take and I punch in the IP address for the router, that's the public IP address that we found on the status page, and then I add the :80 at the end, the camera will come up and we'll be able to watch the live video of what's going on there. So now that we've opened the ports on our routers, we could go anywhere where there's an internet connection, type in the IP address that your ISP has given you, along with the port where the camera's on, and you should be able to view the video. So that's going to do it for this week of D-LinkTV DIY. I'm Mike, and thanks for watching.